Tonight, Jesse Ventura sets the record straight on the Chris Kyle lawsuit. This following an especially vindictive response by the media for Ventura's attempt to clear his name and save his reputation.
So the jury yesterday found defamation of character, ordered Kyle's estate to pay Ventura $1.8 million. Keep in mind, Mr. Kyle is dead.
We have multiple sound bites, multiple quotes from Jesse Ventura and, comments against our own military and this nation.
But it seems like the height of cruelty to punish the guy's wife. And that is what Jesse Ventura has done.
I mean, everyone's jaw is dropped today.
Now, we all know Chris Kyle was a legendary Navy SEAL sniper who defamed Jesse Ventura in 2012. This was shortly after he released his book, and he appeared on national television claiming that he actually punched Jesse Ventura in the face and knocked him out. This was in response to Jesse Ventura's allegedly walking around and bad-mouthing the Navy SEALs, not to mention bad-mouthing then-President Bush and bad-mouthing America. Needless to say, Fox News and the rest of the establishment media had a field day with this story, but in typical mainstream fashion, they failed to look into all the circumstances surrounding the case, and they rushed to judgment. Either that, or this was an orchestrated character assassination against Ventura, who is known for his outspoken views and criticism of our corrupt government.
So he was bad-mouthing the war, right?
Bad-mouthing the war, bad-mouthing Bush, bad-mouthing America.
This gentleman accused me of treason. And in the military, I being ex-military, in the military, treason is a very serious crime. In the military, it carries the death sentence. And when you're accused of treason, you're going to fight it, which is what I did. Let's get a few facts straight here. I filed this lawsuit immediately when the book appeared in January of 2012. I had just gone to Mexico. I was off the grid. I had only communication was through the internet. And I learn of this book that comes out where he allegedly punched me out for me committing treason. So I immediately contacted my attorneys. I said, we have to stop this. And so we filed the lawsuit shortly in the latter part of January 2012 when Chris Kyle was still very much alive. He would not do one thing to restore my reputation, and he would not admit that he made the story up. The only thing they would offer me was money. So if I wanted strictly money, I could have settled right there. I could have settled right there for just money. But I wanted and sought the truth. That's why it had to go to court. The lawsuit proceeded forward, and unfortunately, Mr. Kyle was killed. He met an untimely death and was murdered. Now, one of the big criticisms people tell me is I should have dropped the lawsuit right there. That wouldn't have cleared my name, and even when we continued from there on, no matter what evidence was going on, they refused to move 1 inch on restoring my reputation. They said it was off the table. At the time this alleged incident took place, I was 6'4", 255, 260 pounds. I still had 19.5-inch arms, and I was a pretty big man. And to believe that Chris Kyle could strike me in the face and not leave a mark? Yet Chris Kyle said they saw me on television with black eyes, yet they could not produce the television that showed me with a black eye. He said when he hit me, there were 4 people standing right next to me when I went down, yet they produced none of those people. They had no witness during this trial who said, with any credibility, who said they saw me get hit. The jury saw the evidence, and the jury concurred and believed the evidence. Yet you've got political pundits out there saying the jury's all wrong. The jury's full of crap. Yet these political pundits weren't in the trial. They know nothing about it. They don't know one fact about what was presented as evidence.
Jesse Ventura should be thankful for the men and women in uniform who protect our freedoms, our capitalism, and who protect his ability to make a living with so little actual talent. Fool of the week, Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, good for you, because he's taking food out of the mouths of the
Thank you.
Chris Kyle's children.
Family.
Bernie,
Yeah.
is there any way to side with Jesse on this?
No way, no way.
Okay.
No, he is a big loser. He's. I'm ashamed to be bald right now. He's a despicable, bullheaded punk.
When you sue a widow and you get money out of her, that's the best way to restore your reputation.
See, I just had to prove to everyone I'm not as bad of a guy as everyone says I am.
The jury saw the evidence, and the jury moved forward and ruled on the evidence, and the jury found that I had been defamed, and they had found there had been unjust enrichment because of that defamation, and they are the ones that awarded me the $1.8 million. I didn't control the money. I didn't control what I won. I didn't even control the charges. There were 3 charges that the federal judge, Kyle, no relation, allowed to continue forward on the bench. It was his professional judge's opinion. The jury got it, and the jury made the award. I didn't. During this process, and after Chris Kyle died, a petition was brought by former members of the UDT SEAL community to throw me out of the UDT SEAL Association for continuing to attempt to clear my name with this lawsuit. It broke my heart, because there were people on that petition that I served with, and I was never given the benefit of the doubt. The truth was never even brought up. The truth wasn't even considered in this petition. No one even considered, what if Jesse Ventura has the truth and Chris Kyle is lying, which is the truth. Chris Kyle did lie and Jesse Ventura did have the truth. But apparently to these people, the truth didn't matter. You know, I have an entire generation of young SEALs now who hate me, and I didn't do anything. I am a victim here. As much as many of you maybe don't want to believe that, it is the truth. I am a victim. I did nothing. And yet I had to go, me and my family had to go through 2.5 years of hell also, in facing the media and facing the insults and everything else that happens to you. But nobody thinks about my family or me. I'm moving forward. This is in the past now. I will continue to move forward. I will continue to be Jesse Ventura, governor, former governor of Minnesota, and I will continue to be a vigilant citizen and hold my government's feet to the fire. This isn't going to change a thing.
That's right. The jury saw the evidence and they ruled in favor of Jesse Ventura. Now, y'all need to wake up and understand just how dangerous this is when the mainstream press attacks you and they uniformly go after you. I mean, this is called character assassination, because Ventura has the audacity to speak his mind and talk about the mega corruption in our government. That makes him dangerous. And some of you are so blinded by false patriotism that you never even bothered to look up the facts. You heard the chorus of talking media heads dogpile on Ventura, and you joined the herd. You know, the father of propaganda, Edward Bernays, well, he discovered that we humans have what he referred to as a herd mentality. By instinct, we follow a herd. And of course, the establishment knows this, and they use the techniques and principles of crowd psychology to control and manipulate the masses. It's crowd control through propaganda, and it's highly effective. And they go around basically regurgitating what they hear on the mainstream news. And when it comes to the Ventura Chris Kyle lawsuit, think about it. A typical jury in the good old USA, you would think that they would tend to lean favorably towards a fallen war hero and his widow. Yet the jury sided with Jesse Ventura, and that speaks volumes.
The globalists have controlled the mainstream media for a long time, but now they're expanding and making the weaponization even more vicious and deceptive. All the major networks are state-run.
We are partnering this year with the NFL.
The NFL has become a political weapon against the Second Amendment and pushes Obamacare. MSNBC tells us that our children belong to the state.
We have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
It is more important than ever to realize realize that we are not the alternative media. We are the true media. The establishment dinosaur press is dying.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
Join us at InfoWarsNews.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Members can share their memberships with up to 11 people. By subscribing, you will literally be buying war bonds in the info war to expand our operation in the face of the tyrants. Join us at PrisonPlanet.tv.